Hi everyone. Today, I am sharing with you one of my inspirations when it comes to leadership. Kwan Yew turned a nation around with his exceptional leadership and impacted so many lives. Though he has flaws of his own, I know we can glean many great lessons on the life of Kwan Yew. Kwan Yew was the Prime Minister of Singapore from 1959 to 1990, making him the longest-serving PM. During his long rule, Singapore became the most prosperous nation in Southeast Asia. He is also widely recognized as the founding father of modern Singapore. Mr.Lee successfully turned Singapore from a third world to a first world. Some of my favorite quotes from Kwan Yew. I do not yet know of a man who became a leader as a result of having undergone a leadership course. Isn't this true? Not because you attended a course on something, it makes you an expert. My wife is a certified childbirth educator, and she went through a long process of training to get the certificate. Yet we live in a world today that wants instant certification and expertise. We would be doing people a disservice when we fast-track our leadership. In the long run, it's a lose-lose situation for both parties. Another quote from Mr.Lee. If you can't force or are unwilling to force your people to follow you with or without threats, you are not a leader. Known as a micromanager, Lee was known to intrude into the lives of the people he led. I might have a different style with Kwan Yew, but we cannot deny that he turned Singapore around, and millions of people are benefiting from it. Here's one of my favorite. What I fear is complacency. When things always become better, people tend to want more for less work. We have to watch out for pride in success. There is a tendency for us to take things slow and not have a passion for reaching a certain level of success. Great leaders push themselves to be better. And to complement this, here's what he has to say with determination. I'm very determined. If I decide what something is worth doing, I'll put my heart and soul to it. The whole ground can be against me, but if I know it is right, I'll do it. That's the business of a leader. That's the business of a leader. Wow. Talk about gut and decisiveness. I want to show you a video of a town hall meeting where people asked Kwan Yew some tough questions during an economic and health crisis that Asia experienced during the SARS season. Watch and learn how he navigated through the issues.
I cannot understand what SIEC is trying to do. Why are the Filipinos still here when we are losing our jobs? And we are doing the same work at lower pay, but they are still in existence. And they are still working until this very day.
The fact that this Filipino can be paid more and they still employ him, there must be a special reason, otherwise it doesn't make sense to me. I do not believe SATs are doing something stupid, because they must produce results. If we get rid of all foreign workers, because we've got these unemployed Singaporeans who must be employed, I think our economy will go down in a tailspin. This is a bad period. We've got to go through it. We'll go through it and we'll come out on top. But we do things in a sensible way. Don't let the economy go down. Whatever else we do, our companies must be competitive and stay competitive. If they are dead, there are no jobs for anybody. I understand how much pain it is. So I'm sorry if I cannot give you a simple answer, yes, let's sack the Filipino. Can't be done.
In the current economic downturn, more Malay workers difficulty to get a job. Furthermore, more Malay workers were retrenched. Grave concerns among the community. Can I have your reaction, please, sir?
Well, this has troubled me because many MPs report that they're getting more Malays coming for help. So I call for the figures. The Chinese, 82% of the retrenchments. Indians, 7% of retrenchments. Malays are between 11 to 14%. So it's not true that they are being retrenched at a higher proportion than the Chinese or the Indians. But what is true is that as there are more Malays in the lower end jobs, they are more liable to retrenchments. What is also true is that the employer says, I'm looking for a Chinese. This is a problem. I mean, we live in a multiracial society. The long-term answer is to get better educated. I see that as one solution. But your impression that Malays are being more retrenched than the others is not correct by the figures, which is reassuring.
Recently, we have seen governments and JLCs retrenching workers. How do we assure workers?
I think it's wrong for the government to say, please don't retrench. Times are bad, you may be setting a bad example. Companies are at risk. If you don't retrench, you don't make yourself trim, you are in trouble. It's unpleasant, it's unhappy, but life is a relentless process of attrition. We have a society that's adjusting and getting up the technology ladder, making itself useful to the world. And from time to time, we suffer pain. If we trim down our operations, become more productive, we will be able to pay our workers and we will still be competitive. If not, we close. That's the answer.
Would it be possible we could create a special economic scheme to accommodate the need of this growing aging population?
We are not going to die at 60 as we used to. For those 55 and above, we have to really change our mindset. Squeeze down the difference between entry pay and final senior pay. Then the desire of the employer to get rid of the older workers and hire new ones will not be so great. The day you can't adjust and change, you begin to shrivel and die. That's all. But as long as I can stay abreast with events, learning new ways of working, then I can draw on my wealth of experience to make a contribution which a younger fellow, more active, but less experienced, cannot come to the same conclusion.
We can find a group of people, underclass workers, who will be living around the, what you call, poverty line. What can we do for these people, and how do you feel for these people?
I cannot tell you how difficult it is. There are about 5% of the population that's always in trouble. We can take the Western approach, like the Germans, and just give you unemployment benefits. I think you'll find our reserves just shrinking like that. We have got to develop a very hardy society where everybody takes care of himself and his family, and we make sure that he can take care of himself and his family. But if you don't do so, we can't help you. You know, MPS sessions, man comes in, or woman comes in, can't pay bills, but has a mobile phone. I mean, where's your priority? In the end, you just got to support them. And all of us got to pay taxes to solve this problem, which is growing because they have more children than anybody else. You ask me how to do it. I've got no answer to that.
Hey, if you like the content of this video, please share, like, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to push the notification bell for new videos uploaded every week. Act like a man, made for men, by men.